rideshare driver Ian Hyams is spending much more on fuel now than he was a year ago.
It's gone from 99 cents approximately up to recently, just in time for school holidays, surprise, surprise, to $1.75, almost $1.76.
Along with reduced work in a city that's just starting to come out of its fifth lockdown, rising petrol prices are eating into his income.
Petrol is a necessity these days. It's needed just as electricity and gas is. And it does. It has a big impact on the bottom line.
Fuel topped the list of price rises in the June quarter, with spending up 6.5%. Headline inflation rose almost 1%, or 3.8% over the year. But that surge is a direct reaction to the collapsed petrol prices and free childcare we had this time last year. The gap between spending then and now, in an economy that until the latest lockdowns was in recovery, is huge.
So when you take account of the fact that that was what we were measuring against, it wasn't really a surprise that we got a big kick up in the headline rate today, and most of it was explained by those one-off factors.
The Reserve Bank's preferred measure, trimmed mean inflation, rose just 1.6% through the year because it takes out those one-off spikes. And it's that measure the Reserve Bank will consider when it meets next week to decide how to manage a national economy that's in decline because the biggest state is locked down. The country's biggest lender, the Commonwealth Bank, thinks Sydney's lockdown could extend into November, and at a cost of $1 billion a week, the hit is going to get harder.
We're very likely, almost certainly going to see GDP contract in the current quarter because of New South Wales in particular. Maybe some recovery in the fourth quarter, but we won't really get back to where we were before all of this until we get into 2022.
Like many households, Glenn Ruland's weekly grocery shop has gone up.
A year or so ago I'd be $160. My weekly bill now, if I stick the same, is closer to $200.
And that's shown up in the data too. The price of fruit, vegetables and beef have all risen due to a shortage of pickers, floods in New South Wales and farmers restocking their cattle after droughts. The single dad says his household inflation is up about 25 to 30%.
We always hear this basket of goods that they price everything on. I cannot find anything in a basket that hasn't gone up.
While Australians continue to spend more to keep their households and cars running, the Reserve Bank is working out how to keep driving the economy forward.